This was me in ninth grade. Yeah, and I'd gotten an internet connection at this point, and I felt like a superhero because I could build websites, and because this website, GeoCities, could be seen by millions of people all over the world. And it wasn't long before I was going on message boards, reaching out to nonprofits just for fun, in order to build websites for them. It was so great to know that these adults had no idea I was this dorky kid in my parents' house. All they knew was I was someone who had a skill that they didn't have, and it made me feel kind of powerful. Because by the time I got to college, and I met Steve, who lived across the hall from me, freshman year, very typical sort of founder meeting story. I don't know, I was on move-in day, and I thought, I hope there are more people who like video games here. And I look across the hall, and there's Steve playing PlayStation 2, and I was thrilled. I really didn't think people played video games in college. I was very naive. And I was thrilled to meet him, obviously, because he was a gamer. He was a little disappointed to meet me because he had seen my name, Alexis, on the door and thought he was on a co-ed hall. But we still became fast friends. And it wasn't long until I realized there was no way in hell I was going to be a lawyer. I literally walked out of an LSAT to go to a Waffle House. No joke. Saturday morning, went to Waffle. Those of y'all who know about Waffle House, you know that epiphanies happen there. Mine happened to be, I didn't want to be a lawyer. And instead, I came back home and said, Steve, dude, we need to build something together because I don't want to have a job I don't love. And he said, all right, well, I have this idea. And he started pitching me on this ability to basically use your cell phone, which back then, this was the smartest phone in the world. But this was the smartest phone on the market. And Steve said, look, we all have phones now. Why are we still waiting in line? We should be able to place that order at the Starbucks or the deli or wherever while we're a few blocks away and just have it there waiting for us. I was like, this is brilliant, dude. And I was like, we can call it My Mobile Menu, or And it's going to be amazing. And I convinced him to drop, he had a job offer, convinced him to turn it down and start a company with me. So we founded a company, and then senior year of spring break, something amazing happened, and it didn't involve Cancun or tequila. It involved Paul Graham. It was this really fortuitous thing. He was giving a talk up at Boston, up in Harvard, called How to Start a Startup. And we thought, this is amazing. This is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we need. We wouldn't want to go to the beach anyway because there is no Wi-Fi there. Let's go to Boston. And so we did. He gave his talk. It was amazing. We met him afterwards. Steve got an autograph, and I followed and said, Dr. Graham, I would love to take you out for a coffee. Steve and I have come up from Virginia and want to pitch you on a company. And he said, sure. Yeah, okay. We pitched him on that night. He loved it. He loved it. And imagine our surprise, not 3 weeks later, he announces Y Combinator. This idea to basically invest $6,000 per founder and give them a chance to work for 3 months, all summer long in Boston, just writing code and getting users. And he emailed us and he said, you guys have a great shot. You should apply. We thought, oh yes, we will. This is perfect. Everything is aligning. We are going to be great successes. And so we got called up for an interview. We went up to Boston, gave the interview of our lives for YC. I mean, we were feeling amazing. And that night they called us up and they said, sorry, you're rejected. You'll notice I'm using cats to demonstrate my emotions during this volatile period. So we were bummed, and so naturally we drank a lot. But Steve and I were on a train back to Virginia when I got a call from Paul. It's pretty exciting. Hello? And he said, look, we talked about it, and we still don't like your idea. It's like, you just called to tell me that you still don't like the idea? And he said, no, hold on. But we like you two. We believe in you two. And as long as you change your idea and come up with anything else, we'll invest in you. I thought, all right, okay. We're listening. Let me think about it. We thought about it for half a second. Steve ran, found the conductor. We got off at the nearest stop somewhere in Connecticut. And I got a ticket back to Boston. We met with Paul. An hour later, he handed us a $12,000 check and said, just build something in a browser that solves your problem every morning. What we came up with was effectively Reddit. And that's the two of us on the first day of Y Combinator. It's like class photo day. I know that is actually me on the right. You'll also notice I had a t-shirt with a mascot that I designed long before we actually built a website or even knew what it was going to be. That was dumb. Wrong order of operations, but clearly I really liked mascots.